Hey, it's Ben the Coin Geek, and today we're going to talk about toning and artificial toning. What is toning? Well, toning is basically a chemical reaction that happens when silver interacts with carbon in the paper and oxidizes. That means it's in contact with oxygen also. So how do you tell if a coin has been toned naturally or artificially? Well, it's helpful if you have a coin shop and you see lots of coins. But for the rest of the world out there that has to rely on just what they've seen, it's a lot harder to tell when a coin has been toned naturally or artificially, which is a big no-no. So having seen lots of coins come in holders, old holders like this, dealers will have the advantage because they've seen them and they've seen lots of them, so they can get a feel for what natural toning looks like. And you can see that natural toning comes in lots of different colors. It's not just one thing. So how do you know whether a coin has been toned naturally or not? Well, I'm going to show you a couple little things that you can look for on coins, and a lot of it has to do with color, and a lot of it has to do with a few other hints that you'll see with the coin. So this is a nice old album. It's got lots of very natural toning throughout this album. And you'll see some of it will be kind of a dark brown with a little touch of purple or magenta. Generally speaking, nice lustrous coins tone the nicest. Coins that are worn generally don't get a lot of toning to them. That I don't know 100% why that is. It just is. So I'm going to show you a tricky example here of a coin that has been toned illegitimately. This is a really nice bust half dollar, and the toning looks very similar to this coin here, which I just took out of this album. It's got a lot of dark blues to it, so at first blush it's kind of hard to tell whether or not the half dollar has been toned naturally or if somebody sped up the process. So when somebody tones a coin, that's basically what they're doing. It's like people making diamonds and starting with coal and doing it in a laboratory. They are taking a coin and toning it, but they're doing it themselves, and instead of taking years or decades, they'll do it in a matter of moments, chemically. One of the things to look for is, why did somebody choose to tone the coin? And you can see when you look at this coin, if I get it at the right angle, you see all those hairlines on there, and those aren't even hairlines, those really sharp lines coming down in front of her face. This coin has a lot of very heavy scratches to it, all across the surface. And there's no doubt in my mind that whoever owned this coin wanted to hide all those scratches. One of the things to look for to see if the toning is natural or unnatural, look at both sides of the coin. Oftentimes the toning will be very different from one side to the other. If you see a coin that's 100% toned on both sides, that's just a hint. It doesn't mean it's been retoned, but it's a hint. Lots of naturally toned coins, if they've been in albums, will tone very differently. The other thing to look for is color. Now this is going to be the difficult part to convey both in the video and just to transfer the knowledge. So the blue that you want to see generally is like a cobalt blue. Sometimes there's magenta in there. It'll be a darker blue. This blue that is blue-green, that is often a bad sign. The best thing you could ever do is, if I could find this dealer again, I was at a show once, and this dealer had all these coins from everything from early bust dollar to modern Kennedy half dollars, and every last coin had this color to it. They all had this blue-green color to it, every one of them. And he was basically toning everything. He didn't own a white coin. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So anyway, the things to look for are your color tones. Also, look for hints. Is there something going on behind the toning, like those lines and scratches? Is there heavy cleaning to the coin? Those are things that are hints that a coin has been toned unnaturally or through a chemical process that has not really involved a long period of time. In the meantime, if you get a chance, go to your local coin shop. If they get in old albums full of toned coins, ask if you can look at them. Let them educate you. Most dealers are actually very helpful and very willing to share their knowledge with you. That's one of the great things about the hobby. I know there's a lot of people out there who have kind of a cynical view of this, but most dealers I've dealt with have always been happy to pass knowledge on to me over the decades that I've been doing this. All right, I'm Ben the Coin Geek. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe and follow me on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, and I hope this video helps you learn a little bit more about toning and artificial toning.